Gubernatorial candidate Kay Bailey Hutchison. Senator Hutchison, as always, it's great to see you.
Thank you.
I have to tell you, I parsed through a number of statements from Republican leaders in the Senate and the House. I didn't hear a word about Scott Brown's message of across-the-board tax cuts, much less stopping the tax increases. I didn't hear it, Senator. I want you to tell me, what have you all learned from this election?
Oh, Larry, absolutely. We are thrilled, of course. We feel like this is the vote heard round the world. Massachusetts has done it again. But, of course, tax cuts are on our agenda because the taxes are going to go up at the end of this year across the board in every category, cap gains and dividends. That would just hurt this stock market revival that we are seeing. But, of course, this day we are just holding on to the thread that Scott Brown's election will change this disastrous health care policy. That's what we're talking about, because we still are hearing the Democrats, as you said, talk about pushing this thing through the House. Well, if the House Democrats allow a browbeating to vote for the Senate bill when they know that there were flaws in the Senate bill. It still has the Nebraska purchase. It's just ridiculous. Has tax increases at every level. If they allow that to happen, I think the revolution in November will be just huge.
Well,
I just don't see how they can do it.
That may be. You're probably on to something important here. But I'm here in late January. November is a long time away. And I want to say, look, Senator McConnell was on today. Eric Cantor from the House, Mike Pence from the House. They're all good men. But I didn't hear a tax message. And I think that this was the heart of what Scott Brown talked about. I mean, Brown said health care is a tax. Got that right. He said cap and trade is a tax. Got that right. And then, you know, his pickup truck argument. Obama mocked his pickup truck, and Mr. Brown quickly jumped on that and said, you know what? A lot of Americans can't even afford pickup trucks. That's why we need JFK across-the-board tax cuts. I don't even hear the Republicans putting a line in the sand today, saying no tax hikes. Do not let the Bush tax cuts expire. Let's get rid of all these other things, the payroll employment tax, the millionaire surtax, the financial transactions tax. The other one, Senator Hutchison, is the bank tax. Okay? Senator Obama tried to put the heat on Brown on the bank tax. Brown said no way. Brown won. Where's the GOP showing its bona fides?
Larry, give us time. Right now we're trying to cut the disastrous taxes in the health care bill. But we will, you know that we're going to fight to keep the Bush tax cuts alive. That's what revived our economy in 2000, and most certainly it is what we need to get this economy going again. Tax cuts work every time. John F. Kennedy did it, Ronald Reagan did it, George Bush did it, and it works, and it's shown, and we will fight for it, I promise you. Just because we're talking about health care today, give us a break. We've got to kill the mandates and the taxes here first.
Well, I understand, but you've got to come out of the chute and provide some confidence and show, look, there's an independent voters revolt. There's a Tea Party populist voters revolt. Is there going to be a Republican revolt? I mean, when are you going to put some heat on it? So, all right, you want to give you, I'll give you till tomorrow. I'll give you till tomorrow.
Thank you. 24 hours before we
I want to see the leadership of the party, including yourself, out there on taxes. This is the cutting-edge issue.
I'm with you. And, of course, death taxes are essential. We've got to fix death taxes because at the end of this year, we're going to see it all come back to the horrible 55% rate. It's just a terrible thing. We've got to do something about that as well. So we have a lot on our plate. But you know what, Larry? Now we have this ray of hope. We have 41 that can stop so many things that have been going through these huge increases in spending. It's staggering. This was a revolt against the big spending. People are scared to death of this healthcare takeover. They're scared to death of cap and trade following on that. The debt that we are creating right now, tomorrow, you say give me till tomorrow. You know what we're taking up tomorrow? Raising the debt ceiling to $14 trillion. Now, that's what's going to be on our agenda
Well, I need
tomorrow.
you to go on the floor of the Senate and make a tax stand. In fact, Senator Kay Bailey Hutchison, you are a leader. I want to ask you what a lot of people are asking you. Are you determined to run for governor in Texas, or will you stay in the Senate where they desperately need your vote?
Oh my goodness, if Massachusetts elects a new Republican senator, I guarantee you a Republican is going to be elected from Texas, and it will be a good one. I am going to run for governor because we've got to make sure that Texas keeps taxes low, that we fix our education system. We've got so much that we can do in Texas with good leadership, and that's where I want to be. But we're going to elect a Republican to replace me in the Senate, get seniority, and I'll guarantee you it'll be a tax cutter.
Are you going on the floor tomorrow to give a tax speech?
Yes, I am. And I'm going to do it in the name of stopping this debt ceiling to be lifted. And what we need to do with TARP funds, which will be the first amendment that we vote on, is to pay it back and pay down debt. We don't need any more TARP funds to go out. We need to pay down debt. That should be our first priority. Last one, Senator. Appreciate your time, as always. Is the big Obamacare, Reed Pelosi care bill, is it dead? In your judgment, is it dead? I can't tell you that they're not going to continue to try to push this through the House and to the president. But if they are smart, they will hear what the people have said, and they will not try to pursue the government takeover of health care. The people of this country don't want socialized medicine, and they've said so, and they've said it in the clearest terms. If the Democrats don't get it, we will elect more Republicans than ever this fall. Senator Kudlow Hutchison, thank you ever so much, as always. Now we